I was like most other teenagers, and Shakespeare's boring, man, I hate this stuff. But when I finally got into one and I saw that it can be fun and it can be funny, it just kind of hit me.
Now, more than a decade later, Kirk Seaman is an actor with the Atlanta Shakespeare Company. He's also Educational Resources Coordinator, and this past summer supervised a group of teens from the metro Atlanta area in a 4-week Shakespeare training program. Whether they're headed for Broadway or the boardroom, Seaman says the program gives students several life skills for success.
Their ability to just stand in front of an audience, their presence, confidence is something that we always strive to work on. But that's one of the main goals, is to have them understand some very advanced material.
I actually had to rely on the lexicon, which is Shakespeare's dictionary. And that's kind of crazy to have a whole dictionary all to your language.
The New American Shakespeare Tavern, the home of the Atlanta Shakespeare Company, bills itself as a place out of time, a place of live music, handcrafted period costumes, and outrageous sword fights, all centered on the passion and poetry of the spoken word. This summer student production was Hamlet, and 18-year-old Danny Hurd played the title role.
They're such universal themes that it really shouldn't matter if you're a male or a female trying to play the part. So my biggest hurdle in trying to take on Hamlet was the idea that, I mean, so many people want to make it one of the, it's the hardest part in theater, and so I had to sort of take a step back and not let myself be intimidated by the part itself.
Seaman says William Shakespeare's intense dramatic themes make teenagers the perfect actors to play his parts.
You know, it's about love, and it's about death, and it's about family problems, and it's about the world coming together, and those are the things that teenagers are really kind of getting a clue about, and that's, I think, why teenagers really benefit and really get this material more so than maybe an adult.
Jenny Mosley agrees.
I'm a rather emotional person, so I'm really able to draw on how I feel a lot of the time. Teenagehood definitely helps me bring those emotions out to their fullest.
Kirk Seaman said the choice of Danny Hurd to play Hamlet was a deliberate one.
She's going to college this year. She has more experience than some of the others might have had. And so we felt very secure that she could handle just the line load.
Whether or not you care about Shakespeare or not, everyone knows what to be or not to be is. And I didn't want to let those speeches be bigger than they are and just let the words speak for themselves, because Shakespeare's language is all so beautiful and so brilliant that there's really not so much you need to do to get the point across. I've tried to find a balance between doing enough acting, but at the same time not be doing too much, and to maintain some sort of subtlety.
Oh God, that it should come to this, but 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, that was to this, Hyperion to a satyr. So loving to my mother. Must I remember what she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet within a month, let me not think on it, frailty thy neighbor's woman. Within a month, better yet the salt of most unrighteous tears have left the flushing of her galled eyes she married.
I've watched quite a few actors play Claudius, and I think what's missing is his smarts, his brain. I think he had to have some sort of something up here to get where he is. I think Claudius is a plotting evil genius.
16-year-old Kyle Lacey played the villainous King Claudius. He says having to memorize 10,000 lines was just one of the challenges of his role.
I usually use a lot of limbs and a lot of arm movements, and I'm down like this, but with a king, you can't do that. With a king, you have to stand up straight and keep an eye on everybody and move with a purpose.
Eleanor Clifton's maturity and stage presence is what made her performance as Hamlet's mother, Queen Gertrude, a standout.
I have a lot of time on stage when I don't have lines. I'm on stage a whole lot, just listening to monologues and different characters. There's only so long that you can, be interested or have this certain emotion, so you have to switch back and forth and understand, study what's going on.
We asked Eleanor how she could create such a treacherous, conniving, and complex character at such a young age.
I just think of, ooh, what would make me want to just slime onto the stage and get under your skin and be like, I know what's going on. And, yeah, just my brother. My brother.
Jenny Mosley said playing the innocent and eventually insane Ophelia intimidated her at first.
You know, a lot of people, when they act, they have a certain method or technique that they always do or whatever. I just try to be Ophelia, and I just try to think about how she feels and everything, and that's just what, I just try to bring a real emotion.
The fact that she had some high regard for the piece and was able to put that out there and say, I'm scared of this, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do this, and she did.
Quite down, and I, the lady's most dejected wretched that sucks the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled altitude and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I have seen.
To act or not to act was never a question for these teens. So after a summer immersed in Shakespearean dialogue and costumes, what did these young actors learn from their experiences?
A sense of understanding that Shakespeare can be fun. Shakespeare is very interesting, kind of weird, but in a good way. And that I want to bring that out to my crowd and let them see what we're doing. Let them see the joy that he created.
It's been so great because I've been able to work with other talented students that have the same dreams and aspirations as me, and I'm also able to work with professionals. It just made me fall more in love with it, and it makes me want to keep on pursuing it maybe as a career in the future.
Probably an understanding for Hamlet, because I think our generation doesn't appreciate the brilliant literature. I think it's so beautiful, and that we shouldn't lose touch with that.
You don't always have to have something that you're looking to. You can say the lines and they have meaning by themselves. I've learned that there's a time and place for everything that you're doing when you're acting.
The Atlanta Shakespeare Company has a year-round education program in addition to its performance schedule. Kirk Seaman encourages teachers to use resources like this company and others to enhance their work in the classroom.
Certainly teachers understand the text and they understand what it means and how to teach the text. But sometimes bringing in someone from the outside who understands how to put it up on his feet, even in just an hour-long period, will help the students make that extra connection that just reading the play doesn't necessarily give them.
Seaman says as an actor, he learns an awful lot from the students he works with every summer.
I steal everything. You know, I know that when I do a particular piece, if I'm going to be in Hamlet, or if I direct Hamlet again with adult actors, there are certainly things that I saw from each one of those kids that I will certainly be thinking about in years to come.
With their performance of Hamlet just days away, these budding actors took time out to celebrate a milestone with their teacher.